As we move into our 60s, two changes often worry us the most. Our legs start to lose strength, and our memory isn't quite as sharp as it used to be. Climbing stairs feels heavier than before, or we find ourselves about to say something and suddenly the words slip away. These moments are more than just inconveniences. They chip away at our confidence in daily life. What's encouraging is that recent science has revealed a nutrient from the ocean that may help us tackle both of these issues at the same time. It's called krill oil, a unique form of omega-3 derived from tiny crustaceans. Unlike standard fish oil, it's easier for our bodies to absorb and comes with the added bonus of powerful antioxidants that protect both our muscles and our brain. Welcome to Kidneys and Muscles, 60+. In today's video, explore why krill oil can support stronger legs and sharper memory, the science behind how it works, and the best ways to use it effectively. Before we dive in, if long-term health matters to you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share this video, and leave a comment below. Those simple actions help us spread valuable knowledge to more people who can benefit from it. When we hear about omega-3, most of us immediately think of fish oil. For many years, fish oil has been the most common way to get omega-3s, with well-documented benefits for heart health and overall wellness. What's less widely known, however, is that omega-3s from fish oil aren't always absorbed as efficiently by the body, especially as we get older. This is where krill oil stands out, thanks to a structural difference that allows our bodies to make better use of it. The key lies in how omega-3s are packaged. In fish oil, they exist mainly in the form of triglycerides. In krill oil, they are bound to phospholipids, the same type of molecules that make up our cell membranes. This subtle difference carries great significance. When omega-3s are in phospholipid form, the body can absorb them more easily, transport them more quickly to cells, and allow them to act more efficiently. Put simply, if fish oil omega-3s have to take a detour before they reach the cell membrane, krill oil omega-3s take the direct route, conserving energy and reducing waste. Beyond absorption, krill oil offers another unique advantage. It naturally contains astaxanthin. This powerful antioxidant, responsible for the reddish color of krill and some other sea creatures, not only protects the omega-3s within krill oil from oxidation, but also helps shield the body from damage caused by free radicals. For older adults, free radicals are one of the main drivers of aging, contributing to muscle decline and memory loss. With astaxanthin, krill oil not only delivers nutrients but also defends our cells, acting like protective armor against the wear and tear of time. There's also the matter of stability. Fish oil is prone to becoming rancid or oxidizing during storage, which makes many people hesitant to use it long-term. Krill oil, strengthened by its astaxanthin content, is more stable, less likely to degrade, and less likely to leave an unpleasant aftertaste. While this may seem minor, it can make a big difference in how willing we are to keep up with daily supplementation. In recent years, researchers have directly compared krill oil to fish oil to see whether these differences truly matter. Findings suggest that at equivalent doses of omega-3 krill oil leads to higher absorption, particularly in older individuals. One study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism observed that blood levels of EPA and DHA rose more with krill oil than with fish oil, even when the krill oil dosage was lower. This reinforces the idea that phospholipid-bound omega-3s provide a real biological advantage. If we picture the body as a garden, omega-3 is like the water that nourishes the plants. Fish oil is similar to using a traditional hose. With some leaks and uneven flow, krill oil, by contrast, is like a drip irrigation system, delivering water directly and steadily to the roots. In this way, our muscle and nerve cells, the plants in the analogy, receive a reliable, more efficient supply of nutrients. That is what makes krill oil a meaningful step forward compared to traditional fish oil. For older adults, this distinction is especially important. As time goes by, Our digestive and absorptive capacity is no longer as sharp as it once was. Instead of taking in large amounts of omega-3 that the body can only use partially, choosing a source that's easier to absorb, like krill oil, helps ensure each dose is truly effective. This means we not only save money, but also make sure our bodies get exactly what they need. Of course, this doesn't mean that fish oil has lost its value. It remains one of the most widely studied and reliable sources of omega-3, offering clear benefits for cardiovascular health and beyond. Still, the structural features of krill oil, such as phospholipid-bound omega-3s and its natural astaxanthin content, may provide advantages in absorption and antioxidant support. For older adults, these differences are worth paying attention to, helping us better understand the diversity of omega-3 sources and choose the one that fits our needs best. One of the most noticeable changes as we grow older is the gradual loss of muscle strength, especially in the legs. Many people begin to feel that standing up and sitting down takes more effort. Climbing just a few steps leaves them tired, or even short walks require a pause to rest. This isn't just inconvenient. It also increases the risk of falls, reduces mobility, and in turn lowers overall quality of life. Scientists refer to this age-related muscle loss as sarcopenia. What makes sarcopenia challenging is that it doesn't come from one single cause. It results from several factors working together. With age, our bodies become less efficient at building protein, making it harder for muscles to recover after activity. At the same time, low-level inflammation and oxidative stress rise in the body, which gradually damage muscle fibers. Together, these processes cause muscle strength to decline over time, even when daily routines haven't changed much. This is where krill oil may offer support. Because its omega-3s are bound to phospholipids, krill oil can enter muscle cell membranes more effectively, helping regulate inflammation and supporting protein synthesis. Once inflammation is better controlled, muscle tissue breaks down less and recovers more quickly after activity. On top of that, the natural antioxidant astaxanthin in krill oil helps neutralize free radicals, the unstable molecules that can damage muscle cell structure. These two actions work like a double shield, reducing harm while boosting regeneration. A recent study published in PLOS ONE in 2024 provided strong evidence for this effect. In the trial, older adults took part in a light exercise program while also supplementing with krill oil daily. Over time, they experienced clear improvements in leg strength and balance. The findings suggest that when omega-3s and astaxanthin from krill oil are combined with appropriate physical activity, the legs not only stay more flexible, but also recover more effectively from everyday movements. We can think of muscles as an army, with each muscle fiber as a soldier. Over the years, this army weakens, not only because supplies run low, but also because it is constantly under attack from inflammation and free radicals. Krill oil acts as both nourishment and armor, feeding the soldiers with high-quality resources while also giving them protection. As a result, the army can hold its ground longer, safeguarding our mobility. In daily life, many older adults find themselves stuck in a cycle where weak muscles make exercise difficult, and the lack of exercise in turn accelerates muscle decline. Without intervention, this downward spiral can lead to rapid loss of health and independence. Adding supportive nutrients like krill oil, along with gentle activities such as walking, cycling, or stretching, can break that cycle. This is not a miracle cure that transforms everything overnight, but it can be an important piece of a long-term strategy to help us preserve muscle strength for many years. Alongside leg strength, memory and mental clarity are also concerns many of us face as we reach our later years. Perhaps you have experienced moments when you were about to share a story, but suddenly forgot an important detail, or when you left a room and could not remember why you went there in the first place. If these lapses happen only occasionally, they may be harmless. But as they become more frequent, they create unease and raise the question of whether our brains are starting to decline. Science has shown that as we age, The brain must contend with two major challenges. One is structural decline, as nerve cells are lost or their connections become less effective. The other is oxidative stress and chronic inflammation in the brain, which damage nerve cell membranes and disrupt communication between them. Together, these changes make it harder to remember, process information, and maintain focus. This is where krill oil demonstrates unique benefits. The omega-3 in krill oil, especially DHA, is a key building block of nerve cell membranes. When DHA levels are sufficient, cell membranes remain more flexible, allowing electrical signals to pass smoothly. Much like well-maintained power lines, EPA in krill oil also helps regulate inflammation in the brain, reducing the damage caused by free radicals and chronic inflammatory processes that are known drivers of cognitive decline. What sets krill oil apart is that these fatty acids are bound to phospholipids, which are already natural components of nerve cell membranes. This makes it easier for DHA and EPA to reach the brain compared to the triglyceride form found in standard fish oil. In other words, the brain does not need to reprocess what it receives. It can put these nutrients to use right away. This direct path offers a clear advantage when the goal is to support brain health effectively. Astaxanthin in krill oil adds another layer of protection. The brain is the body's most oxygen-hungry organ, and this constant oxygen use produces free radicals that, if unchecked, can damage synapses, the connections between neurons. When synapses break down, memory and communication falter. Astaxanthin helps limit this damage, safeguarding the durability of these connections and supporting the ability to preserve memory. Several recent studies have observed this effect in practice. For example, the same PLOS-1 study in 2024 that looked at older adults taking krill oil along with light exercise such as yoga reported not only gains in leg, muscle strength, but also improvements on cognitive tests. This shows the dual impact of krill oil nourishing the muscles while also supporting the brain. It is no coincidence that researchers are paying closer attention to this special form of omega-3 when discussing healthy aging. If we picture the brain as a vast highway system, DHA acts like the smooth pavement that keeps the roads in good shape, while EPA and astaxanthin are the maintenance crew that prevent breakdowns. When the highways are intact, information flows quickly and clearly, helping us sustain memory and concentration. When nutrients are lacking, those highways crumble, traffic jams build up, and information gets lost. In everyday life, these effects can be felt in simple but important ways. Older adults with steady omega-3 intake often notice they feel less confused, remember appointments and daily tasks more reliably, and feel more confident in conversations with friends and family. This is not just about memory, it is about quality of life and the sense of staying in control. The practical takeaway for us is clear. If we want to keep our mind sharp, we should continue habits like reading, practicing memory exercises, and also pay attention to fueling the brain. Adding a small daily amount of krill oil, along with light activity and a healthy lifestyle, can build a strong foundation for preserving memory. The key is consistency, because the benefits for brain health come through accumulation over time rather than immediate results. Once we understand why krill oil is different from fish oil, the next practical question is how much we should take and in what way it brings the best results. This is something many people wonder about, especially since the market is full of products with different dosages, while everybody has unique needs. To stay objective, it is best to rely on findings from scientific studies and health authorities rather than word of mouth. In one 6-month study on older adults, participants took 4 grams of krill oil daily. The results showed a clear improvement in leg strength, particularly in knee extension, a direct marker of mobility. This demonstrates that when taken in sufficient amounts and over time, krill oil can make a real difference for muscle health. Still, it is important to note that this dosage was set for research, and not everyone needs or should begin at such a high level. For everyday use, most nutrition experts agree that around 1 gram of krill oil per day is a reasonable choice. This amount can be maintained long-term, provides a steady intake of EPA and DHA, and falls well within the broad safety margin. Both the European Food Safety Authority and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration consider omega-3 intake below 5 grams per day to be safe for healthy adults. In other words, if we stick to 1 gram a day, we are comfortably within the safe range, while still gaining benefits without worrying about excess. How we take krill oil also matters. Studies and clinical data show that omega-3s are absorbed better when consumed with dietary fat. This means taking krill oil after a main meal that contains fat, such as breakfast with eggs and butter or lunch with fish or meat, allows the body to absorb it more efficiently. Taking it after meals also helps reduce any fishy burps or stomach discomfort that some people notice when taking supplements on an empty stomach. Many older adults report that making it part of breakfast is the easiest way to stay consistent. Like any product from the sea, krill oil does come with precautions. Since it is derived from shellfish, those with a history of seafood allergies should be careful. Krill oil, like other omega-3s, can also have a mild blood-thinning effect. So anyone taking anticoagulants or preparing for surgery should consult their doctor before starting supplementation. The U.S. National Institutes of Health makes this recommendation clear in its consumer guidance to ensure long-term safety. Quality is another factor that deserves attention. Not every capsule of krill oil on the market is the same. The amounts of EPA and DHA vary widely among brands, with some products offering high levels and others only modest amounts. If we do not check the labels carefully, we may think we are getting enough omega-3 when in fact we are not. Choosing products that clearly list their EPA and DHA content and carry independent certification for purity is an important step. Omega-3s are prone to oxidation, which lowers quality and can create an unpleasant smell. Well-tested products are less likely to have this problem. From all this information, we can draw a practical path. If our goal is to maintain overall health, protect the heart, support memory, and slow muscle decline, then 1 gram of krill oil daily after a meal is a sensible and sustainable choice. For those aiming for more noticeable improvements in muscle strength, like in the clinical studies, higher doses over many months may be required. But in those cases, medical supervision is essential, especially for people with existing health conditions. Looking back at what we have covered today, we can see 4 main points. First, krill oil differs from fish oil because its omega-3s are bound to phospholipids, and it contains astaxanthin, which makes absorption easier and provides stronger protection against oxidative stress. Second, studies in older adults show krill oil supports leg muscles, improving strength and flexibility. Third, krill oil benefits not only muscles, but also the brain, with DHA strengthening nerve cell membranes and antioxidants helping preserve memory. And finally, the most practical way to use it is to start with about 1 gram daily after meals, seeing it as part of a healthy lifestyle rather than a single miracle pill. The key message is that krill oil can bring benefits, but the strongest foundation for long-term health still comes from a natural and balanced diet. Eating fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week, enjoying plenty of vegetables, adding nuts, and keeping up with light activity from the base. Once that foundation is in place, a daily krill oil capsule becomes a helpful support rather than a burden. Before we finish, I want to leave you with one question. In your own daily habits, what do you find harder to keep up with eating fish and vegetables regularly, or remembering to take a krill oil capsule each day? Share your thoughts in the comments so we can all learn from one another and find the best ways to stay healthy in our later years.